Zorin OS Lite feels perfect for low-end systems, but is it actually better than the core version? Let's test them side by side. Starting with the ISO file size, the Lite version surprisingly isn't any lighter than the normal core version. In fact, both are almost the same size. Now coming to the home screen, you can immediately spot the differences side by side. Zorin OS 18 Lite has a dedicated quick access menu for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and other toggles, while Core uses a more modern quick settings layout which feels easier to access. But functionality-wise, Lite still does the job perfectly fine. You also get the option to change desktop layout in Lite, but only the first two are available in the free version while the rest are locked behind Pro. While on the Core version, you get 4 free layout options. Core also comes with more customization features. You get different accent colors, dark mode, macOS like jelly effects, smoother opening and closing animations. You also get the 3D desktop switcher, which looks really cool, although it can become a bit jittery on low-end hardware. And overall, it just feels more premium and fun to use. Apart from that, there are more options for Windows, fonts, shortcuts, and general appearance tweaks. Checking out the system details, Zorin OS 18 Lite is based on the lightweight XFCE desktop environment, while Core uses the GNOME 46. Both are running the same Linux kernel. My system specs are a Ryzen 5 2500U with 8GB RAM, which by today's standards is pretty low end. Interestingly, the wallpaper selection is actually much better on Zorin OS 18 Lite. There's something for everyone here. Also, the shortcuts, the window options, and font settings we saw earlier on Core are available inside Lite too. On the Core version, there are comparatively fewer wallpaper options, which honestly feels like a bit of a bummer. One thing I really liked on Lite is the option to open the entire app launcher directly using the right-click menu. It is generally useful. On Core, there may be ways to do this, but by default, I couldn't find any similar option, so you'll mostly rely on the normal app launcher. Enough customization though, let's talk performance. I opened the Brave browser on both systems and duplicated the same YouTube video 5 times to test for any slowdown. Idle RAM usage on both systems is shown here, and after opening all the tabs, performance still remained surprisingly smooth on both versions. RAM usage was also very similar, overall with minor differences, mostly caused by OBS recording. Coming to the pre-installed apps, both versions ship with almost the same essentials. LibreOffice and VLC Player come pre-installed on both. Steam was installed manually here. I also have the Pro version of Lite installed, so there are a few extras like Blender and Kdenlive included as well. Even then, Pro still focuses mostly on essentials rather than unnecessary bloat. One really good thing is that both versions support Windows applications out of the box. Here I have an old Photoshop executable. I can simply double click to run it. After installation, it works without issues on the Lite version, and the same goes for Core. I also tried an old Windows game executable. I once again simply double clicking worked perfectly on both versions. The gameplay also worked without any issues. But honestly, no need for Windows games when we already have Steam here. You can easily install it directly from the App Store, which also contains hundreds of other apps and is available by default on both versions. Now, because this is a low-end system, I can't really test very demanding modern games, so I tried Combat Master, which I usually showcase in my Linux videos. And performance-wise, it was pretty solid on Lite, and of course, it was with lower graphics settings. Core version also performed identical and even touched close to 60 FPS at times. Next, I tried Metro Last Light, which is much heavier despite being an older game. Even on the lowest settings, it wasn't really playable on Lite, and honestly, Core wasn't much different either. So gaming performance wise, it's not like Lite version is lagging behind the Core version. Coming to daily apps, I tested Blender and it worked perfectly fine on both Lite and Core. Then I moved to Kdenlive, which is a really popular Linux video editor, and again both versions handle it without issues. Same story with the IMP for photo editing and LibreOffice for documents and presentations. Overall, day-to-day productivity feels smooth on both systems. Other differences mainly come down to the aesthetics. The settings page on Lite has a much more old school vibe, while Core looks modern and polished. Multitasking is also handled differently. Lite gives you very basic window snapping without any fancy visual feedback. Core, on the other hand, has proper visual indicators similar to Windows 11, and they are genuinely useful sometimes. For recent apps, Lite doesn't really have a modern multitasking overview. You mostly use Alt plus Tab to cycle between apps, while on the Core version, you get a much more cleaner recent apps interface with animations and smooth transitions, although Alt plus Tabs works here too. So by now you've probably noticed that Lite and Core are actually very similar in terms of functionality and even performance. The biggest difference really comes down to the aesthetics and user experience. For older systems, the simpler interface and fewer animations on Lite make a lot more sense. But if your system is even slightly capable, Core simply feels more modern and enjoyable to use. Also, one very important thing, Lite support officially ends in 2029, while Core will continue improving further over time, even for lower end systems. Hopefully this comparison was helpful. Let me know which version you would choose, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.